The Zodiac Killer is one of the most infamous and enigmatic serial killers in American history. Active primarily in Northern California during the late 1960s and early 1970s, the Zodiac terrorized the public with a series of brutal murders, cryptic letters, and taunting messages sent to newspapers and law enforcement. But who was the Zodiac Killer? What drove him to kill? And why has he never been caught? Let's dive into the dark and twisted world of the Zodiac Killer. The murders begin. The Zodiac Killer's reign of terror began on December 20th, 1968, with the murder of David Faraday, 17, and Betty Lou Jensen, 16, in Benicia, California. The young couple was parked on a secluded lover's lane when they were ambushed. Faraday was shot in the head and killed instantly, while Jensen was shot multiple times as she tried to flee. This double homicide set the stage for a series of attacks that would leave the Bay Area in a state of fear. The next confirmed Zodiac attack occurred on July 4, 1969, when Darlene Ferrin, 22, and Michael Mageau, 19, were shot while parked in a car in Vallejo, California. Ferrin died from her injuries, but Mageau survived, becoming one of the few living witnesses to the Zodiac's crimes. Mageau later described the killer as a stocky, white male with a crew cut, but his description was too vague to lead to an arrest. The Zodiac's most brazen attack came on September 27, 1969, at Lake Berryessa in Napa County. Brian Hartnell, 20, and Cecilia Shepard, 22, were picnicking by the lake when a man approached them wearing a black executioner's hood with a white cross symbol on the chest. He tied them up and stabbed them repeatedly. Shepard died 2 days later, while Hartnell survived. The killer left behind a chilling message written on Hartnell's car door. The final confirmed Zodiac murder took place on October 11, 1969, in San Francisco. Taxi driver Paul Stein, 29, was shot in the head while driving his cab. The Zodiac later sent a piece of Stein's bloodstained shirt to the San Francisco Chronicle as proof of his involvement. This murder marked a shift in the Zodiac's pattern, as it was the first time he killed in a densely populated urban area. The cryptic letters and ciphers. What sets the Zodiac Killer apart from other serial killers is his obsession with taunting law enforcement and the media. Between 1969 and 1974, the Zodiac sent a series of letters to newspapers, including the San Francisco Chronicle, the Vallejo Times-Herald, and the San Francisco Examiner. These letters contained cryptic messages, threats, and ciphers, codes that the Zodiac claimed would reveal his identity if solved. One of the most famous ciphers, known as the 340 cipher, remained unsolved for over 50 years, until a team of amateur codebreakers cracked it in December 2020. The decrypted message read, "I hope you are having lots of fun in trying to catch me. I am not afraid of the gas chamber because it will send me to paradise all the sooner." The message was signed with the Zodiac's signature crosshair symbol. The Zodiac's letters were filled with arrogance and a desire for notoriety. He often boasted about his crimes, threatened further attacks, and even claimed to have killed as many as 37 victims, though only 5 confirmed murders have been definitively linked to him. His letters were written in a distinctive, almost theatrical style, with phrases like, "This is the Zodiac speaking," and "I like killing people because it is so much fun." The hunt for the Zodiac. The Zodiac Killer's ability to evade capture has baffled law enforcement for decades. Despite an extensive investigation involving multiple police departments, the FBI, and countless tips from the public, the Zodiac was never identified. Part of the problem was the lack of modern forensic technology. In the 1960s and 1970s, DNA analysis and digital surveillance were non-existent, making it difficult to track down a killer who left few physical clues. The Zodiac was also a master of misdirection. He often provided false information in his letters, such as claiming to have committed crimes that were later proven to be unrelated. He also targeted different jurisdictions, making it harder for law enforcement to coordinate their efforts. The Zodiac's ability to blend into the crowd and avoid leaving behind usable evidence further complicated the investigation. Over the years, numerous suspects have been proposed, but none have been definitively linked to the crimes. One of the most prominent suspects was Arthur Lee Allen, a convicted child molester who lived near Vallejo at the time of the murders. Allen was identified by several witnesses, including Michael Mageau, and was known to have an interest in cryptography and weapons. However, DNA evidence taken from the Zodiac's letters did not match Allen, and he was never charged. Other suspects include Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber, and Richard Gaikowski, a journalist who worked in the Bay Area during the Zodiac's active years. Despite the speculation, no concrete evidence has emerged to tie any of these individuals to the Zodiac murders. The Zodiac's legacy. The Zodiac killer's crimes have left an indelible mark on American culture. His cryptic letters and ciphers have inspired countless books, documentaries, and movies, including the 2007 film Zodiac, directed by David Fincher. The film, based on Robert Graysmith's book of the same name, meticulously recreates the investigation and the toll it took on those involved. The Zodiac's ability to remain anonymous has also fueled endless fascination. Amateur sleuths and professional investigators alike continue to analyze his letters and ciphers, hoping to uncover new clues. The case has become a symbol of the limits of law enforcement and the enduring allure of unsolved mysteries. Why was the Zodiac never caught? There are several reasons why the Zodiac killer was never caught. First, he was highly intelligent and meticulous in planning his crimes. He chose isolated locations, wore disguises, and left behind little physical evidence. Second, the lack of coordination between different police departments hindered the investigation. The Zodiac operated across multiple jurisdictions, and communication between agencies was often poor. Finally, the Zodiac's obsession with media attention may have played a role in his ability to evade capture. By sending letters and ciphers to newspapers, he created a sense of fear and confusion that distracted law enforcement from more practical investigative techniques. The Zodiac killer's story is a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk in the human psyche. His crimes were not just acts of violence, but a calculated effort to instill fear and gain notoriety. The fact that he was never caught only adds to the legend, ensuring that the Zodiac killer will continue to haunt our collective imagination for years to come. In the end, the Zodiac killer is more than just a murderer. He is a symbol of the unknown, a reminder that some mysteries may never be solved. And perhaps that is what makes his story so compelling. The Zodiac killer's story leaves us with more questions than answers. Was his ability to evade capture purely luck? Or did his manipulation of the media and law enforcement play a significant role? What drove him to seek such notoriety? And why did he stop communicating? Could advancements in technology one day unravel the remaining ciphers and finally reveal his identity? Or will the Zodiac killer forever remain one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries? The Zodiac killer's legacy forces us to confront the darker corners of human nature and the limits of our understanding. The Zodiac killer is not just a criminal, he is an enigma, a shadowy figure who continues to challenge our understanding of evil and the limits of human knowledge. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to this channel for more content. Thank you.